Hello students, welcome back to NEET WORLD channel. This is Narayani, I am your botany educator. In this class, we are going to discussing about the transportation in plants of questions. So we are discussed almost two questions from the transport in plants. So we'll discuss the remaining questions here today. So before I am going to start this session, I would like to announce very important news for you. Here we are started the long term course especially for the who want to dream and to become a to become a doctor. If you are really passionate about your dream, this is the best platform for you. If you are really determined, so this program we are building for especially for affordable fees. Yes, we are just providing this course for just rupees 3,333 per month. Yes. So what are the benefits you get by joining in our NEET special program? So the batch is already started from the July 1st onwards, and the next batch is going to start from the August 1st. See here. So what are the benefits you get by joining in this long term course? See, you will get live plus online recorded sessions are available. Along with that, we are focusing on the mainly NCERT based syllabus. If you learn from the NCERT based syllabus from the lowest to the highest level, you can answer any type of a question, and you will practice our well crafted study material. It's far more enough to secure a good rank in your upcoming examination. And in our special program, we are providing the one-on-one mentorship, and we are using the digital learning. So you get the best concept to be understood for you. So we are creating videos to get the concept to very clear up for you. So and mainly the career guidance program will be provided, and mainly if you want to either offline or online as per your convenience, you can join with us. So and it is especially useful for 11th and 12th who want to do parallel coaching along with IPE. So if you do the coaching along with your IPE, you will definitely get a good rank in the coming NEET and also EAP set examinations. So what are you waiting for? If you are really dreaming for your good career, this is the best platform. We are providing just rupees affordable fee 3,333. Yes. So let's see the today's topic, and so today we'll discuss about the question which is one of the very important question from the transport in plants students. Let's see now. 1 minute. So today we are discussing about explain the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. So see here. So where you can see the stomata? In the leaf, right? So in the leaf aperture, the stomata is present. So what is the work of the stomata will do? So what is the stomata will do? So it allows in the exchange of gases. What are the required inorganic materials for the plant? So from the environment, carbon dioxide is required, from the air, and from the soil it needs water also. So in the presence of sunlight, it makes the glucose. Along with glucose, what will be liberated? Oxygen is liberated, and along with the glucose and oxygen liberation, the water molecules are also releasing. So which means by the the water is going out through the vapor. That process we call transpiration, right? The loss of water in the plant, especially by the temperature increases and by using when it is doing the photosynthesis. Let's see this. Explain the structure and mechanism of closing and opening and closing of stomata by Leavitt's K plus ion pump theory. So before we are going to explain this question, I would like to say to get the concept to you understood for you, I will explain in a very clear way. Students, let's watch here. So the screen taking little time, not a problem. So the exchange of gases happening by the stomata. What is the structure of stomata? You need to know, right? So it is where the stomata will be present in the green leaves. There itself, they are the windows of the leaves. They are allowing the gases and also liberating the water too, right? So the liberation of water, the release of water in the form of water vapor through stomata. See, this is the best picture. See here, the leaf containing the stomata. Through that water is evaporating, right? So, and also with that help of that stomatal pore, the exchange of the gases also takes place. Yesterday I said to you students that about 100% of water, so the plant uses only 1% of water for the preparation of the photosynthesis. Remaining 99% of the water will be released out by through transpiration. Got it? So see now. So see this, the stomata having the two, this is the stomata when it is in open condition. See, these are the guard cells. These are the guard cells. So the guard cells are surrounded by the subsidiary cells or accessory cells. These are also epidermal cells, but the surrounding cells of the these guard cells we call it as accessory cells or subsidiary cells. Accessory cells or subsidiary cells. These are epidermal cells, as they are surrounded by in the out wall of the stomata, we call them as subsidiary cells or accessory cells. Got it? So when it is in the open condition, right? So now see the when it is in closed condition. So it is in the closed condition. So here the stomata is turgid. So which means it is swollen by the water, right? It leads to open the stomata. So here the condition is flaccid, right? Which means stomata is closed. In flaccid condition, there is a closing of stomata. In turgid condition, it is a opening of the stomata. So how it is opening and how it is closing, let's learn today in this session. So see here. So it is widely, we are accepted widely, hypothesis Leavitt protein pump theory. Leavitt's protein pump theory. Leavitt's protein pump theory. Leavitt's protein pump theory. So see, it is widely accepted theory, and it is explained in the year of 1974. It is explained in the year of 1974. Let's see. So what is the the photosynthesis formula? That is 6 molecules of carbon dioxide combines with 12 molecules of hydrogen. Then in the presence of chlorophyll, the pigment which absorbs the sunlight, right? This is the chlorophyll which absorbing the sunlight, it forming the glucose, right? The food in the plant. So what is the glucose formula? C6H12O6, and along with the glucose, the production of oxygen also, right? The production of oxygen, which means the liberation of oxygen takes place, and also release of water molecules too, right? So here the formation of glucose is happening. So in that formation of glucose, they need of the water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air. It will be exchange happening through this stomata. When it is in the open condition, the carbon dioxide coming inside and whatever the oxygen is there, it will be liberated through the stomata. Got it? And also water, through transpiration, the water is also evaporating through the stomata itself when it is in the open condition. When it will be open? When it is occurring the photosynthesis, right? Let's see now here. So when the photosynthesis occur, in the daytime or night time? Mostly the night time will be occur the photosynthesis, right? Because of the presence of light only the plants can prepare their own food, right? So let's see here. Now see, so in the daytime, 1 minute. Okay. So in the daytime, what is happening? So let's first we'll see at the daytime what is happening. in the daytime, and comparatively we study the night time also. First we will explain the daytime. So in the daytime the photosynthesis is happening, right? The photosynthesis is happening. So there is a photosynthesis is happening, which means the production of glucose is happening, right? Is the glucose is a monosaccharide or disaccharide? It is a monosaccharide, right? It is a monomer, right? So these, whatever the food which is prepared by the photosynthesis process, these monomers combine to form these monosaccharides combine to form the starch, right? This is highly insoluble, which is highly insoluble, and these monosaccharides combine to form the polysaccharide called starch. It is a polysaccharide too. This is a polysaccharide. So in the presence of sunlight, what will happen? This starch is getting converted into malic acid. Malic acid. As it is the weak acid, what will happen, students? See, as it is a very weak acid, it turns into the malate and proton, which means H plus ion. Okay, this process just occur in the guard cells. Where it is occur? In the guard cells. So this process occurs in the guard cells. Now see, this is a guard cell. These are the guard cells of the stomata, right? These are the guard cells of the stomata. So as the starch is getting converted into malic acid, and also the starch is converted to malic acid, then malic acid getting converted into malate and H plus ions. As it is a weak acid, it is converted into malate plus H plus ions, which means what happens? Here the H plus ions concentration will be increases in the guard cells, right? So whenever the guard, the H plus ions increases in these guard cells, what will happen? It will go out to this subsidiary cells or accessory cells. They are the epidermal cells surrounded over the stomata, that these H plus ions getting out. So what is happening here? If you observe, there is a efflux is happening. Efflux means out of the H plus ions from the guard cells to the epidermal cells, right? So before you want to know about the closing and opening of the stomata, you have to know about what is endosmosis and exosmosis. See, what is endosmosis and what is exosmosis? So endosmosis, entry. What is entry? Entry of what? Water. Entry of water. Entry of water into the guard cells, we call it as endosmosis. Okay. So exit, exit. Exit of water, we call it as exosmosis. These are exit of water, we call it as exosmosis. Okay, got it? The exit of, we call it as exosmosis, and entry of water, we call it as exosmosis. Here the efflux is happening in the guard cells from the whichever the the H plus ions, protons is present, they are sending out by the to the epidermal cells, which is surrounded by the stomata. They are also called as subsidiary cells or accessory cells. So here what is happening? The ionic concentration is imbalancing, right? It is not a balanced in state. Now it is imbalanced. To compensate this, to compensate this ionic balance, what will happen? The entry of, see here so these are the H plus ions going out here, right? Now see, there is a creation of the disbalance of the ionic concentration now. So what will happen then? This potassium ions and chlorine ions getting inside. to get the ionic balance, the potassium and chlorine ions coming inside of the guard cells. Got it? So these these K plus and Cl minus, which means potassium and chlorine ions, they need the, especially for potassium, they need the energy to get inside. This process we call it as influx. Now what happened to the creation of, by the occurrence of the H plus ions going out for the, going into the epidermal cells of the stomata, what is happening? There is an influx of K plus and chlorine ions is occurring. Mainly for the potassium, if they want to come inside the guard cells, they use the ATP. They use the ATP to coming getting inside. So the both ions are coming inside of the guard cells. Which ions are getting, which protons are getting out? H plus ions are getting out from the guard cells, because as there increase of the H plus ions in the guard cells. What is happening then? There is a, to get the to compensate the ionic balance, the potassium and chlorine ions are getting inside the guard cells. Now see, these potassium ions combines with the, here the malate is present, no, combines with this malate and forms the potassium malate, and forms the potassium malate. Got it? So there is a what? So it forms the potassium malate. So what is the increasing? So the osmotic pressure is increases. What is meant by osmotic pressure? The transport of molecules from the low concentration to the high concentration, right? So the osmotic pressure increases in the guard cells. When the the solute concentration is increasing, which means the osmotic pressure is increasing, what happens? The entry of water molecules into the guard cells. Yesterday we said that. So when it is plasmolysis occur, so what is happening? So when it is the when I kept in the hypotonic solution, what is happening? The entry of water molecules getting inside, because what is the basic water rule? That is, the water always transport from the low solute region to the high solute region, right? So here itself the osmotic pressure increases due to the osmotic pressure increases by the where the water is entering for the low solute region to the high solute region. Here due to the potassium malate, so the potential is increasing now. So the low solute, they having the high solute in the guard cells, right? As the guard cells are increasing, with the potassium malate, which means the guard region having the high solutes. So the water is traveling through the process of osmosis, they are entering into the guard cells. Got it? So there, here the high concentration is there. So here see Nana, so here the high concentration of potassium malate is there. So in the epidermal cells the water is present. So the water always, the basic rule of water is, the water always move from low solute area to the high solute area. Here the malate is having high solute. So the water is traveling from the low solute area to the high solute area. So what will happen when the water is accumulated? The guard cells will be open. The guards will be turgid, swollen. So then here the stomatal aperture is opened. Got it? So thereby there is a, when it is opening, the exchange of gases takes place, right? The transpiration takes place. Everything takes place by the stomatal opening. Got it? This was the actually happening in the stomata. It was given by the Levitt. That is why it is also called as Levitt protein pump theory. So it is given in the year of 1974. It is mostly accepted hypothesis, that is why we are studying it. Got it? So what is happening in daytime? The photosynthesis is happening. Got it? So when the photosynthesis is happening, what is formed? The food it prepared by the plants is glucose. As the glucose is the monomer, is the monosaccharide, the monosaccharides combine to form the polysaccharide, that is starch. Starch is highly insoluble, right? So it is highly insoluble. to get the stomata open, the starch is getting converted into malic acid. Malic acid is a weak acid. So that is why it is again getting converted into the malate and H plus ions. Okay. So these H plus ions, these are all process occurs in the guard cells. These all process occurs in the guard cells. When these H plus ions are increasing in the guard cells, what will happen? They are going out from the guard cells. Okay. So to maintain the ionic charge, what has happened? The malate is also to maintain the ionic balance. What happened? The influx, here the efflux is happening, efflux out. Okay, the H plus ions are going out from the guard cells into the subsidiary cells. Here to compensate the balance, the K plus and Cl minus ions getting into the guard cells, right? That process is called influx, right? That process is called influx. They are coming into the guard cells. That is, influx is happening. So whatever is the potassium need energy to get inside the guard cells? Of course, yes. These guard cells, these K plus ions, potassium ions, what will happen? They combine with this malate and they form the potassium malate inside the guard cells. So it becomes the high solute. So we know that basic water rule. What is that? The water always move from the low solute area to the high solute area. Here in epidermis cells, what the water is? Low solute. So here in the guard cells, they are having the potassium malate is a high solute. So the water is traveling into the guard cells. Then the cell becomes swollen. Then it becomes turgid. Then stomata will be open. So the stomata open here like this. So the stomata is open. When the stomata is open, there is an exchange of gases occurs, right? Stomata opens. Stomata opens. So which it is, exosmosis or endosmosis? I already said entry of water is called endosmosis. Where it is stomata opens means here it is the endosmosis. Endosmosis. Got it? This is how the stomata opens in the daytime. So now you learned about what is happening in the daytime. Now let's see what is happening in the night time. So see here. So if this is what happening in the daytime, now see the night time. So see here. 1 minute. Okay. So in the night time, there is having any happening of the photosynthesis? No, because there is no light, no photosynthesis, right? So here the no photosynthesis occurring. 1 minute. So here it is no photosynthesis is happening. Got it? No photosynthesis. Which means no photosynthesis means what happened? So in the daytime what happened? The stomata opened, right? The stomata is open by the turgidity, right? By the turgidity. So now there is no photosynthesis, there is no light here in the night time. So what will happen? The entry of the carbon dioxide will be happen, right? So when the increase of the temperature, the water goes out in the night time. There is no such temperature, so the water is not going out. So the accumulation of the oxygen, the carbon dioxide need for the plant. So there is a coming of the carbon dioxide inside the plant through stomata opening, right? So now the stomata have to be closed, right? Let's see how it is closing. There is an increase of the carbon dioxide. Then it will leads to the decrease of the pH. Why it is decreasing? See, in the plant, so here the carbon dioxide is coming inside. So this carbon dioxide combines with the water which is present in the plant and it is forming the carbonic acid. So which means the acidity is increasing na. So that is why pH is decreasing here. Got it? So that for that what will happen? The stomata should be closed to maintain the pH. So what will happen? The carbonic acid increases the pH, increases the acidity. So what will happen? There is a decrease of pH. So now this leads to formation of two changes. One is permeability of the membrane, permeability of the membrane, and also what is happening? There is a inhibitor is coming to act, that is abscisic acid. So what is abscisic acid, students? Nothing but it is one of the hormone which is required for the plants. So when you read about the plant hormones, you are going to know about it. It's what are the plant hormones? Auxins, gibberellins, cytokines, abscisic acid, cytokinesis. These are the plant hormones. See, remember this is a stress hormone or inhibitory hormone. Stress or inhibitory hormone. As when the pH is decreasing, what happen? Here we can see the two changes, permeability, the change of the permeability and the action of abscisic acid. Okay, so from till you are clear now. Let's see here now what is happening inside the stomata. So there is a accumulation of the carbon dioxide inside the plant, right? Now see. So when the permeability is, why this permeability is changing? Because see, the carbon dioxide is coming more inside. So just as like the daytime is happening, it just reverse process happening here, that's all. Because cell wall is permeable, it will allow but a plasma membrane is not like that, it is highly selective, right? So now this permeability changes, which means what happens in this? There is no coming of K plus ions, because here the K plus ions in the coming in the daytime, right? So the K plus ions which are present outside of the cell, they are coming when the stomata is opening. So that leads to stomata open, right? 1 minute. Here the potassium ions are coming inside. Now there is no coming of potassium ions and chlorine ions. Now what will happen if there is no influx of K plus and Cl minus ions? What is happen? So there is no entry of see, when these potassium and chlorine ions not coming inside. So but whatever the K plus, which means the potassium malate is present now, that will also be sent out. So here what will happen? Potassium malate, the malate will be in the guard cells and potassium will be sent out. Potassium will be sent out, which means the efflux of K plus and Cl minus which are available in the guard cells also sending out, right? Which means when there is no, when there is whatever the potassium is sending out, there is an influx of H plus ions. Got it? So this H plus ions again combines with the, see, here efflux of K plus ions here is happening because of this permeability change and abscisic acid inhibition, right? So which means the potassium malate is also getting converted into K plus and malate. Malate is sending out, sorry, potassium is sending out to the subsidiary cells, and whichever the malate is present, so here the outing of the, which means effluxing of the K plus ions, which means influxing of the H plus ions. Got it? It just reverse process of the daytime process. This H plus ions combines with the malate which is left out by the potassium here. So okay, not a problem. So that will be sent out. Here the potassium is sending out, right? So when the potassium is sending out here, the malate which is present in the guard cells, there is an influx of the H plus ions na. So malate is combines with the H plus ions. So now see, the malate combines with the H plus ions present in the guard cells, forms the again starch, again malic acid, right? Again forms the malic acid. This malic acid again getting converted into the starch, right, which is highly insoluble, which means no osmotic pressure. There is no entry of water, right? There is no entry of water, then stomata closes. Then stomata closes. Got it? Now I am again explaining you for your better understanding, students. See here, in the night time what is happening? There is no photosynthesis. There is no photosynthesis. So when there is no photosynthesis, what will happen? There is a, the carbon dioxide is coming inside, which leads to the increase of acidity, which means the carbon dioxide combines with the water molecule present in the plant. What will happen? They form the carbonic acid. So thereby decrease of the pH. So to maintain the ionic balance, the permeability changes occurs. The permeability changes occur is the cell wall of the plant is highly not selective. They will allow free of they have free permeability, but the plasma membrane is not like that. They have selectively membrane, right? So here the permeability changes. There is action of abscisic acid too. There is inhibition will be happen. So by this process, what will happen? There is a in the daytime what happen? There is an influx of potassium ions and chlorine ions. Here there is no influx of the potassium ions, which means they are getting out, which means they are efflux, which means they are sending out to from the guard cells to the subsidiary cells. Here the sending out of the K plus ions, which means there is no entering. Now they are effluxing, which means in which form it is there? They are in potassium malate, right? So here the potassium malate is also sending out, which means malate is only remains in the guard cells now. So then when the potassium is coming out, the H plus ions to maintain the charge balance, to maintain the balance, so the H plus ions going inside, which means influx of H plus ions. These H plus ions combines with the left out malate in the guard cells. So combining of these malate, they forms the malic acid. They turn into starch. As the starch is highly insoluble in nature, the osmotic pressure will be decreases, right? The water is now not going inside the guard cells, which means there is no turgidity. It leads to formation of flaccid, which means closing of the stomata. Closing of the stomata. I hope you all clear about the mechanism of the opening and closing of stomata. So if there is any doubts, please let me know. So I'll clear out all the doubts for you, students. So this is how happening in the inside of the stomata, how it is closing and closing and opening of the stomata occurs. So this is about the question of the Levitt explained the protein pump theory. So H plus are the protons. So now see the question now. So here now it will become easy for you to understand this question. So please wait a moment. It's takes little bit of time. Okay. So this is how the mechanism happens actually in the plants. It is most widely accepted hypothesis. It given by the Levitt, the scientist. As the scientist given this hypothesis, they given name as this Levitt protein pump theory. Got it? So 1 minute, students. It's take a little bit of time. Okay, got it. See, explain the structure and mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. Now see here. According to this theory, what is happening according to this theory? Who is the scientist given? This is Levitt. The scientist given the protein pump theory, K plus potassium ion pump theory. Let's see. According to this theory, the K plus ions accumulate in the guard cells. So this is the guard cells, right? These are the subsidiary cells or accessory cells. So there is a accumulation of the K plus ions in the guard cells. From the subsidiary cells, they are coming from the subsidiary cells, the K plus and Cl minus ions coming from the subsidiary cells, right, in the presence of light, which is happening in the daytime, right, which is happening in the daytime. Got it? So see, this coupled with efflux of proteins, which means, efflux means whatever the H plus ions present here in the guard cells, they are sending out, which means what is happening? Efflux. Influx means coming inside. Who are coming? K plus ions and Cl minus ions coming, and the K plus ions need energy to get in it, right? The H plus ions getting out, which means exiting. That is why efflux. Efflux of protons H plus, which leads to an increase in the pH, in the guard cells, which means when this K plus combines with the malate, right? So during the photosynthesis, the glucose, whatever the glucose is forming, they combine to form the polysaccharide called starch. It is highly insoluble. Then it is getting converted to the malic acid, which is a weak acid. It is again getting converted into the malate plus H plus ions, right? The H plus ions increasing here, they are, by the efflux, they are going out to the subsidiary cells. From the influx, the K plus and Cl minus ions getting inside. Got it? Now what happened? So when these are getting inside the cells, what happened? So 1 minute, students. So 1 minute. Okay. So there is an increase of the pH in the guard cells because the potassium combines with the malate and forming the potassium in the potassium malate, right? When this potassium malate is more in number, the the osmosis always from going to the low solute concentration to the higher solute concentration. Here the water is more in number, so that they are getting inside the guard cells, right, because of the endosmosis. Endosmosis means En means entry, exosmosis means exit. Exit of water is exosmosis. Entry of water is endosmosis. Through that, these guard cells are become turgid, right? So when this turgid, when this swollen, they are open. Through this stomatal aperture, the exchange of gas is taking place. So the opening of the stomata is happen. Got it? This also associate with the passive influx of Cl minus also. Have discussed along with the K plus Cl minus ions also getting in it. So there is a decrease in the water potential. There will be a decrease in the water potential in the guard cells, which means H plus ions going out to from the guard cells, right? So there is a decreasing in the water potential. What is meant by water potential? If the more water molecules are there, more having energy of the water. If the less water molecules are there, means they are having the less energy. Water potential is decreasing, which means water is decreasing. Got it? Now see the next. Water enters into the guard cells, making them turgid. So by the efflux of the H plus ions, what happened? There is a influx of Ka plus and Cl minus ions. There is an increasing of the solutes. When the solute increasing, the water getting inside. That is a water water rule, right? So that becomes the water inside, making them turgid, swollen. So the outer walls of the guard cells, whatever the outer walls, the subsidiary cells, what will happen? Are thin and expand outwardly. As they are thin, when the water comes, they become expand outwardly, leaving a minute pore in the center. They become the minute pore in the center to open. At night, so this is how the mechanism of opening of the stomata. Mechanism of opening of stomata. Now let's see the closing of the stomata. So as I already explained you students, there is no need to point of confusing here. See, at night the absence of sunlight, there is no absence, at night there is no light, which means Ka plus and Cl minus ions move out of the guard cells. So there is a remaining of the only malate, right? So when they are getting efflux is happening, there is an influx of water ions. There is an influx of H plus ions, right? So due to which the water potential in the guard cells increases. In the guard cells what will happen? The water potential is gradually increasing. So hence water moves out of the stomata close. So when the water moves, then what will happen? When this the H plus ions coming inside, the malate combines with H plus ions again getting back into the starch. So there is a there is an increase of the water potential, they are forming the starch again. As starch is highly insoluble, it will not water not enter into the the water not getting enter into the guard cells. That means the guard cells are flaccid in condition. Under water stress conditions, abscisic acid, which is the regulatory, which is the stress hormone getting inside, which drives the K plus ions out, which led to the efflux of the K plus ions, that is abscisic acid, by the permeability changes. Got it? So of the guard cells, making them close. So in succulents, which means desert plants, succulents are the desert plants or camp plants. Aloe vera, bromeliads, these are all the examples of the, they are desert plants. The water potential gradient is established. Here there the water potential gradient established. Accumulation of the organic acids at night makes the guard cells turgid. So as they open the stomata in the daytime, the loss of water occurs because the temperature is more in the desert regions more. That is why in the camp plants there will be a establishment of water potential is established, which means the accumulation of organic acids night makes the guard cells turgid. Then the exchange of gases takes place at the night time. Hence stomata opens during the night time. Got it? So this is about the today's question, students. If you have any doubt, please let me know, and I will clarify all your doubts. Please once go through first what I said to you, then coming to the question, it will be quite easy for you. That's the concept you have to learn about, to learn about this question. Got it? So this is about the today's question. We left out another 2 questions. So we'll see in the next class. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Before I am winding up the class, students, I would like to inform you here very important news for you, all of you. So 1 minute. So here I have to inform you very important news, that is we are the next batch is going to start from the August 1st onwards. If you are really passionate, we are giving affordable fees. So you can reach out by the down scrolling number also, or by commenting in the comment section. You will get either offline or online mode as per your convenience. This is the best way to to achieve your success, to achieve your dream and become success. We are giving just affordable fees of rupees 3,333 per month. Along with, we are providing our special program brings you the live plays, recording sessions, and well crafted study material is provided by us. If you really passionate, if you watch all our live plays, recording sessions, then you do our well crafted study material, then it is very easy to crack, it is very easy to secure very good rank in upcoming NEET and EAP set examinations. So if you are really determined, you are really passionate, this is the best platform for you, because we are giving this for just rupees 3,333. If you want to check it out, our demo class, it is plenty available in the YouTube. Please watch it out. And mainly one-on-one mentorship is provided. If you want to join offline, you can come to Narayani Ma'am, Hyderabad. Our institute is present. If you want to join through online, this is the number you can reach it out us. So we will give you access in our app name called MedWorld there. So it is quite affordable for you, because it is rupees 3,333 per month, and including we are only providing the study material too. It is the best opportunity to get your dream to success into reality. Got it? So another more important news, this is our Telegram channel. By scanning this QR code, you can access our Telegram channel. So what are the benefits you can get by joining this Telegram group? So for any competitive examination, the mocks you have to do is more important thing. So we are dropping the biology, chemistry, physics and mathematics, the daily quizzes, though thereby you can check how much you are able to do the questions. And one on main thing, if you have any question, if you drop there, we will reach you out with we will clear you out the doubts. And the live class schedules, the priorly we are informing our live class schedules in the Telegram group. So thereby you can reach out us on time in the YouTube live sessions. And free resources, what are the free resources are there, will drop in this Telegram group. And mainly one-on-one doubt solving sessions will be there. If you want to reach out us by calling, you can call to this number. We will clear out all your queries. So this is about today's session, students. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.